Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, and for the returning viewers, thank you so much for coming back. Today I would like to do the March wrap-up, and I will start from these normal pattern bracelets. And I would like to just mention first that all the patterns here are on braceletbook.com, and for the pattern numbers, you can find them in my Instagram account posts, because all of them are posted on my Instagram account. And so I just start from these normal ones. And so this one has been on my to-dos. It's the pattern with 12 threads with 6 colors, and it's very beautiful. And as you can see, it has a little twist in the middle, having the diamonds which change the colors. And I just did one round and it was the perfect size. And for this one, actually, I started in February, but I couldn't finish, so I had to pick up again in March. And I really like the colors I chose, and with the black, and then it's not very common for me to choose these combinations, but I tried, and I like that it almost looked like a universe. And I made actually one mistake here in the beginning, and because it was the very beginning, I didn't really want to unknot and do everything, so it's not really perfect. And but I really like it. And for the loop, I just did the regular teardrop loop, and because it has even numbers on both sides, it's very easy to make one. And for this one, this is a beautiful pattern, quite fairly new on braceletbook.com. And for this one, I thought it would be perfect to make this kind of loop. So what I do is I make a loop first, and then I attach all the strings in order, finding the line, perfect line to start, and then just make sure that you put in order. And for some threads that I didn't need, I cut. I didn't really cut neatly, but they are supposed to be on the back, and then I just knotted. And for this one, you'll have to make sure that you have quite long. I think I did like 120 centimeters to make 14.5 centimeter bracelet, and for both actually, because there are two. And so 120 centimeters, like 4 feet. So because it doesn't have any rest, it goes all the way. So, and then for this one, this is almost the first plaid pattern that I made. And as you can see, there are uneven numbers of colors in each side. So what I did is I kind of crossed the threads in the middle of the loop, which I actually showed on my tutorial of the heart chain pattern. And so that this, for example, like these colors come on this side, the other colors come on the other side. And for some threads that I didn't need or had extra, I cut in the middle, which I didn't do a very good job, so you can actually see, but it was supposed to be inside here. And this is how I usually make the teardrop loop, or usually teardrop loop has something to do later on, unless it has the complete even numbers and very symmetrical. So that's what I did. And then it may look a little a lot of work to do, but once you get the rule, and then if you just make sure to follow that rule, it's not as hard as it may look. And so it was this is again a color combination that I usually don't do, but I really enjoyed making it. And then for this one, it's a shaped pattern, with the loop. And so if I don't use the teardrop loop, what I usually do is I make a loop a little longer than what I use for teardrop loop, and then I just tie really tight once or twice, depending on my mood, and I just make it really tight knot with the after the teardrop loop. I just tie with the backward forward or forward backward, and then just blend in and just start knotting. And for how to shape the bracelet, you may find it's not the tutorial, but it's like voiceover video that I made to respond to a question. So, and then it's a real-time knotting, so you may find it useful if you have never tried the shape pattern. So these are the bracelets of the I made for March using the normal patterns. Okay, so now I move on to the keychains or charms that I made in March. And so starting with this one. So this is a plaid keychain, which has been quite popular, and it's really cute and easy, fairly easy and fun to make. And for this one, I tried a clean back alpha technique that in Instagram, Knotting Addict, that's her account name, she developed, and it's a wonderful, really wonderful technique that I started to use. And as you can see, you can, by using that technique, the back side is almost the same as the front side. So, and then please check her account and the tutorial she made on her highlighted stories, and then you can see how well she developed this technique. And no, I can still keep it here maybe. And for this one, was a new pattern, I believe, on the braceletbook.com, and this I found it very unique because it's shaped, and it's also little shaped in the middle, and the colors, original colors presented there were so pretty. And actually I wanted to make the pink one on the left side, but I made a mistake, and I'm like, oops, shall I use this back side or front side? And I just went with the flow, and then so it's kind of opposite side, but I think it was okay. And then I finished with the wrap knot here. And then for these, so I never had tried the vertical wave, and I have done variegated wave bracelets before, but I never tried the vertical wave, and I thought I would like to try. And I just used 3 colors, and then just as you can see, to make a little gradient, which I didn't really succeed because I think these two blues were too close. And for this one, maybe the gradient was a little better, but and I tried to use this, make a loop without using the key D-ring, but I think for this one, I could have used, instead of, so you can see I used like a normal weaving here and did it, but it just kind of make a little thin part. So probably next time when I make it, I would like to do the loop and the 2 triangle ends like we usually do for alpha patterns. I think that might suit better. Okay, and then for this one, I tried to make clover for St. Patrick's Day, and as many of you might notice, I use the same technique as I used to make the loop heart, which I also made the tutorials, and for this one there's also tutorials. And as you can see, I made in a few different colors, and it's the same technique. It's just that the middle parts, because I didn't use any glue, it's just one big loop, and just close first to make the first heart, and then make another heart on each side, and then just tie it up. So you can probably check my tutorial if you're curious about it. And these are fun to make, and it takes of course a little more time than the heart loop, but not too bad. If you're like to try, please do so. And so these were my keychains or charms for the March. Sorry, I'm not lining up very well. Okay, and here are the bracelets I made, either originally or partially originally, or the things without the bracelet pattern. So these two, just quickly explain this. These two I made by using the technique that I found on Instagram. You can find it on my Instagram post, but I used, these are just 2 strands, and you just knot like a cat's cradle. It's really fun and quick to make. So, and I explained on my Instagram post, so you can probably check it out. I don't know how to call it, but I made them for the St. Patrick's Day. And this is something I made, which I haven't made a tutorial, but I used a technique that I used for actually these two. Maybe I think I should explain these together. And just apply the same technique that I used for these. So basically I made a loop and used alpha technique, and of course these both sides have more threads than the ones in between, so it's a little thick, you can see. And then I just made a little wider here so that I can continue with the normal pattern. And this normal pattern, again, it's on the bracelet book. And then I finish with two twisted braids. And so this one, these two, I made a tutorial, and as you can see, oh, it's falling apart here. Yes, because I forgot what exactly I did, but I think I forgot to add the right strings, or it got short, so I had to add it in the middle. So I did just whatever I could do, but then, ooh, it's falling apart. So I will have to either fix it or put some glue or something. But I have a tutorial to make these two. This one was much better. It was the second try. So please check my tutorials. I posted a few weeks back. And so these are one of the thinnest bracelets I have made, and I just came up with this line while trying to make actually a heart pattern, tiny heart pattern. And then I just accidentally, while I was using the interactive pattern making function, it was connected, and I thought, it looks like a lightning. So, and then lightning, oh, Harry Potter. So why do I make in 4 colors? So these are made to represent the Hogwarts houses. And for here, oh, I forgot the name. I wrote that in my tutorial, so please check there. But what is it called? Reversed half hitch knots? I'm sorry, I don't want to give the wrong information, so please check the tutorials if you're interested in making them. And these are just, as you can see, I use only 2 threads and fold them into half to make 4 here. So super quick, easy to make, and you can make a sliding knot, which I also explained in my tutorial. So if you're interested in it, please check them. And for these were chosen for, this pattern was chosen, this is my original pattern which I made a long time ago, one of my first patterns I made I just try to make a fish, alternating fish, and I just tried with two different types of stars. And these I made a tutorial for beginner friendly, because this pattern was chosen as the monthly challenge by Bracelet Books, so I just wanted to show how to make. And then these two, I made tutorials for each. So these, I use the 2-strand in between the 2 borders, and it's a Backward Braided Alpha technique, made by Amber Ray on Instagram, and it's explained on my two tutorials I made. And this one I made with 4-strand in the middle, and I made 2 double borders, so there are 8 threads used, and this one 4 thread used. And again, I use the same technique. I just apply to when we use 2-strand, and these with 4-strand, and this looks really nice in these one color and really elegant. And so please check her account as well on Instagram. She has a tutorial for 3-strand braid, the original technique that she developed. And this one is, as you can see, this is basically Zolino. So if you have made Zolino, this is just super easy, because you basically do the same thing apart from one thing, and that one is after you make these square, and then you tie so that the strings, both strings are in front of these previous square, while I just crossed and then crossed again. And actually you don't even have to cross in the order that you want to make in the end. So what I did was, actually I was crossing completely opposite way, and then in the end I just maybe the color would look better when I just changed the cross. So I just untangled and then just did cross in this way. So and then it makes a kind of different look from Zolino. So if you like to try something which you use the Zolino technique but looks a little differently, please check my tutorials, and everything is explained there. So these were the bracelets. I used the partially original or fully original, and apart from these, everything it's explained in each tutorial, so please have a look. Okay, and for the last section, chapter, I will explain about the chain bracelets I made last month. Okay, so for March, I made loads of chain bracelets, and as you can see, so the most popular one, the original one, this one, and I really enjoy making this, and I'm like, this is so cute, and is there anything I could do to add something here? So then I came up with this. So, and then the only thing which makes it different is that because I added these leaves, so the chain part, because there's no angle anymore, it becomes a little no roundness, and it becomes more like 2 chains lined up. So I think it depends on your preference, and yes, maybe I honestly think that these roundness adds the cuteness, but okay, I tried something. And then I think it's this, which one was it? This one. And then with the same flowers, I wanted to see what would happen if I used something different. And then I remembered I came up with this twisted spiral ivy type. I'm terrible at naming, so I don't know how to really name it, but I wanted to try with this, so I tried, and it has a little different look, as you can see, and I thought this was also pretty nice. And then the St. Patrick's Day was coming up, so I was like, can I do something using the similar motif, same numbers, and then make little clovers. So I came up with this. The only thing is that I think I chose the colors maybe not too well, and it's kind of hard to see, and I still haven't really figured out what's the best color combination, because I would like to have more difference in these two. But when I do that, then to match the color here, also make this color stand out would be a little hard. And so, but I think it's pretty good size, and also pretty nice. And this one I wanted to add, so after this I wanted to add some border, so I had to make with 8, didn't I do with 8? Yes, and 8 threads, and I like the shape because it's kind of similar to the original ones, and it makes the roundness here, and but of course it's with 8 threads, so it gets a little bigger. So if you like to make it small, maybe you prefer this. I think it matters. I mean, it depends on your preference. And then I thought, is there anything I can make heart with it? And then I wanted to make a heart when you actually put on the wrist to line up. And then how can I make with uneven numbers on the right and left? And I was looking at some patterns, just staring at some patterns, and saw maybe this curve, this can work well. And then I thought, okay, so I just have to make a loop using a different technique that I just said in my other normal bracelets, that just make sure that the two same color, I think it was, yes, I think I kept the red threads on this side by crossing it and making it. And then so it's a little uneven, as you can see, because this side has 4 and this side has 6, in order to keep the heart straight. And I really liked how it looked. And then I came up with maybe I can try something with which is not so symmetrical like the clovers, and I thought of, can I make some butterfly? So I came up with the butterfly pattern. And this I kind of struggled how to make it, and if you, I mean, if honestly, maybe it's not exactly the butterfly that you would like to see, but this is the best I could do. So yes, and I like the colors I chose here and here. This is a little maybe too quiet, but maybe for some chic outfit it might look well too. And then I got some idea from one of my followers to make a April Fool fish, which I didn't know about it. Even my husband is French. I asked him about it, and I now know what it means. And I thought of this using same 6 threads and making a fish. And again, like this flower one, the chains become a little straight, so it's like almost like lining up, and it doesn't have the roundness, but the fish is pretty clear, I think. And so these are the ones I made for March. And so the last part I just explained about the chain bracelets I've tried. And as if you are following my Instagram account, you will know that oh, this is opposite. I'm still trying, and actually I have 1 or 2 more ideas on my bracelet book account. It's a draft, and I'm working on it for this month and for general. And again, I got caught up in the chain bracelet patterns this month, because when I start something and then I keep thinking, oh, how about this, how about that, and then it's very hard to stop. And but of course, after some time, I move on to the next one. And for April, I'm I just started. I just have it here. I just started kumihimo for the very first time. I just put on my story last night, but I just started this very first time, brand new kumihimo disc, and I also like to try to make some more alphas because I realized I didn't make that many alphas, and hopefully I can start the wall hanging. It's all set up. I have everything in one box, but I just have that mental barrier to start something big. For me, it's big because it's over 60 threads. But hopefully I can start that and hope to share how much I'm doing with you each time, because I know it will take days and maybe I won't be able to finish this month. But anyway, I spoke a lot, and I wanted to make it in like 15 minutes, but again, when I start talking, I can never stop. So I'm sorry there might have been some overlaps, and but I hope you enjoyed watching this monthly wrap-up, and I'm hoping to keep posting and uploading the videos and photos. And if you have any questions about any bracelets, pattern numbers on bracelet book, please feel free to comment below, or if you have Instagram account, please check my Instagram account, and all the numbers and the pattern pictures partially are always on the end of the each post. So okay, so thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you soon.